Independent experts have been picking through the details of the Chancellor's spending review. Yesterday, George Osborne announced he wouldn't go through with his plans to cut tax credits. But the Institute for Fiscal Studies says families could still lose out in other ways. They say that some 2.5 million new claimants would be worse off under the new system of universal credit than under existing tax credits. But they say nearly 2 million would be better off. Our economics correspondent Andy Verity looks at the figures.
You've done this before.
I've done this before, yeah.
If George is the builder, can he fix it? Well, sort of. The high visibility headline was a U-turn on tax credits. But when you lay out the detail, that U-turn somehow takes us to the same destination.
Britain needs to move to that lower welfare, higher wage economy. That's what we're doing. It's the right thing for our country. We can help families in the transition to that lower welfare, higher wage economy and use the improvement in the public finances to do that.
In fact, the Chancellor's still planning to take billions from low-paid working families who need their income topped up. But they're the claimants of tomorrow, not today. Among today's claimants is Stuart Boardman, whose family did stand to lose up to £1,500 a year.
It means a massive difference to myself and my family. We're still cautious because we know there's going to be further cuts further down the line, but we're just happy with the result we've got at the moment.
In this building behind me, the Institute for Fiscal Studies has been explaining what will happen to the incomes of low-paid working families under benefit changes already going through. 1.9 million working families will be better off by £1,400 a year each on average than they would under the current system, but 2.6 million working families will be worse off to the tune of £1,600 a year each.
Cuts to tax credits have gone from next year. No one who's currently on a tax credit will see any fall in their cash benefits next year or indeed into the future. But the Chancellor's still making the same long-term savings, and the way he's doing that is because he's making the universal credit system, which is what's going to replace tax credits, significantly less generous.
The tax credit cuts would have reduced the amount you could earn before your tax credit money was clawed back. But that will still happen when they're replaced by a new benefit, universal credit. Take a single parent with one child working part-time for the national living wage. They'd get £2,800 a year less claiming in 2020 than they get now. For a couple with 3 children on the living wage, it's £3,050 less. But a single worker on the living wage would be over £1,000 a year better off. Universal credit is being rolled out to all job centres next year, replacing 6 benefits from tax credits to job seekers' allowance. But its introduction has been dogged by delays. For the Chancellor, it has to work. His chances of getting the budget into surplus depend on it. Andy Verity, BBC News.